Biologicals are a driving force in agriculture's mission to feed a growing population while protecting environmental resources. But does the data-backed science lead to performance? Join NewLeaf Symbiotics on a journey that demonstrates whether their unique biological PPFM technology moves beyond potential and promise to proof of impact on the acre. This is the Pink Performance Tour.
Hi, Adam.
Hi, Allison. Nice to see you again.
It's a beautiful morning in Marathon, Wisconsin. Thanks for having us out.
Yes, it is. Welcome to our farm.
Tell me a little bit about your operation here.
Yeah, so I'm a fourth generation farmer, and we have about 1,200 acres of row crop, small grains, and a specialty crop. A lot of the decisions we make are really data driven based on the data we gather throughout the year. I believe we have a pretty good standard practice, but I'm really excited to see how the NewLeaf technologies can improve what we're doing already.
It's great to have new tools in the toolbox, and we're excited that you gave an early look to some of our new technologies. So I hear you have some trials on soybean?
Yes.
Excellent. Let's go check them out in the field.
Sounds good.
Hey Chris, great to see you.
Yeah, I'm excited to be out on the farm here with Adam and Allison today. Adam, you're an early adopter to a lot of technology, so just really excited to be out here to see what you have on farm.
So you've got the NewLeaf PPFM technology, you have our soybean biostimulant, and our new EPA-registered biofungicide TS601, right?
Yep.
Talk to me a little bit about the challenges that you have in this particular field and why you're interested in trialing a new biofungicide.
One of the biggest challenges we have up here in north central Wisconsin is white mold in soybeans. And this field has a long history of white mold. So I'm always looking for innovative ways to tackle that problem. Our standard practice would be to spray twice with a fungicide at node 7 and node 10 to protect those main stem nodes and beams. And so if we can get different timings or maybe get away with one less application with a different technology, that is okay with me.
So tell me a little bit about what have you had for rain here? I mean, obviously, as we were driving in, we could see a ton of rain and puddles and...
Planting conditions were good, but then after that it's turned pretty wet and pretty cool. So we haven't yet to see the sun for more than a few hours a day in quite a long time. It's not great conditions.
Well, the cool thing about how fungicide technology works is that it actually helps the plant defend itself. And then that can just be there going in the background until something happens, right? So even though white mold is coming in mid to later season, you should see a faster response from the plant to that infection. So what we typically see is a delay of a couple weeks in incidence. Even when we inoculate trials, the symptoms don't show up until a little bit later compared to no treatment at all. And then we see about a 50% reduction in severity. So that's what we're expecting to see here, and we're really excited to check again later in the season too. All right, well, if we're gonna see that biostimulant effect, let's go check some roots, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So Allison, what are we looking for here?
Well, what we typically see with our PPFM technology, the soybean biostimulant, it enhances nutrient uptake, and you can see some pretty striking early season vigor right around this stage, potentially more fine roots and more overall root mass. These look great in the grower standard practice. You're getting good nodulation, right?
Yep.
How do you think about your roots? What are you happy with when you dig them up, right?
And I'm seeing, good nodulation here. If we look, we got compass roots coming out all 4 cardinal directions. This one goes fairly straight down. We have some that hit some residue, so there's some work to be done there. But overall, I think the plant looks really, really good. We are coming into, looks like the second trifoliate, third, and yeah.
Yeah, I don't see any soil-borne pathogens. You've got great drainage, you've got beautiful soil. Yeah, these look great. All right, let's go look in the treated.
Awesome. Wow, look at even just the visuals from right there.
How that holds everything together. So it's telling me right off the bat there's a lot more roots that are holding this ground together.
And it looks like the fine roots are longer. You had nice fine roots in your grower standard practice, but these look more extensive.
Any difference in nodulation?
Well, I'm seeing nodules down further. There's no turn in this root. Really nice compass roots, and when we have a nice compass root, we have really nice small root hairs coming off of that. Because we really don't want those, we call them like guitar string roots that stick straight out, because it's spending so much energy finding what it needs to find. We want it to fall and be like a ball of fluff, right? So we don't want really coarse roots.
These do look really nice.
What is the main thing that's causing this difference?
So our microbes, our PPFMs, actually make a compound called siderophores. It's a way for the microbes to bind and capture micronutrients in the soil solution and then convert them into a biologically available form. And of course, the biologically available form is also available to the plants. So you have a microbe colonizing the root that just has a pump that it doesn't turn off, where it's taking all of your micronutrients, converting them to plant available form, and we can see that. If you look V5, V6 in tissue samples, you'll see higher iron, higher manganese. We see that consistently on farm. And what we can't see with our eyes yet, right? The 601 is there. It changes gene expression in the plant, and some of the genes that we found that change within plants are actually related to root architecture. So I'm not surprised that the rooting looks a little bit distinct, right? That's probably from the 601, and that's why we like to have them together, right? They're complementary technologies, and yeah, should be seeing interesting stuff throughout the season. These really look good.
Yeah, and I'm excited because, you know, although they both look very, very good, these just seem to be a little bit farther ahead. They're just a little bit more root mass to them. So that's gonna set this plant up for success when we do have that high pressure, which we're going to have. So we have a biostimulant that is like kicking this thing to get going and really making it a healthy plant, because we start with a healthy plant.
All right, let's take these back to the shop and look at the roots in more detail.
And initially when we were out in the field, I really didn't think there was a very massive difference, but I think that's why it's important to dig and wash the roots and bring them back here, because now looking at it, what are you guys seeing? Because I'm seeing quite a difference.
A lot of difference in the color, nodulation quite a bit deeper down the taproot, just taller plant. I didn't notice a lot of difference other than just maybe some more root hairs and a little bit longer taproot, but now this is impressive.
And I'm seeing longer fine roots, right? Like this has a lot of great fine root development, but there's just like, they're just a little bit longer here.
One of the big things, Allison, is the color of them. And what do you think, especially the root system, what do you think is causing that?
We think it might be suberization. When we talked about, you know, the whole arsenal that plants have to defend themselves, one of them is actually changing the cuticular substance on the roots to make it stronger to defend from attack. And that can lead to that shininess and maybe change the way the soil washes off too, because these were, yeah, just very shiny and white.
So we're seeing a lot more finer root hairs, which means there's more surface area for that plant to grab water and nutrients, right? That seems pretty obvious. We're seeing a little bit more nodulation. I feel like overall, this plant has a little kickstart on that one. Although this is a very good looking standard practice.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be a very good soybean. Above ground, you could walk by these and they would all look the same, and you would say, well, okay, there's really not much difference.
And I think what we're really seeing here is mostly our soybean biostimulant, because there's really no disease pressure in this field yet, right? Mm-hmm. So this rooting enhancement, potentially, like you said, the trifoliate leaves a little bit more open, but as soon as that pathogen comes, we expect to see even more of a treatment differential. You're gonna hopefully see delayed incidence and reduced severity on that infestation with the white mold. Well, thanks again for having us out. This was great to see this technology in the field. We look forward to catching up with this side by side later in the season. Thanks so much.
Yeah, absolutely.